about his assignment, and he'll keep his eyes inside and deliver some vicious hits. And that's legal.
And now Kelsey applauding the hit.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's B. Militant. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins review. And you guys, today I'm going to be talking about something that hasn't really been talked about too much, but I think would be a good idea for the Washington Redskins and their future. And that is Colt McCoy hasn't been healthy. He still hasn't shown up and played for us yet. I know that Jay Gruden loves what he brings to the table, and us as fans, we used to love Colt McCoy. And last year when Alex Smith got injured and we said, hey, here comes Colt McCoy, everyone was kind of behind him. We wanted him to do good, and he just got hurt. He's just injury prone, it seems. And you know my feelings. I think that is what's been holding the Redskins back, is we're harboring way too many players that are injured. So I have a proposal here that I think would help the Redskins a lot, and that is to trade Colt McCoy. I understand we already have Case Keenum, who I think is going to be the bridge quarterback for now. He's a veteran guy. He can come in here and play this year and get us by this year. And then we have Dwayne Haskins, who we think we hope is going to be the future of the Washington Redskins. But the thing is, I'm not sold yet, okay? I'm just not sold yet. I didn't watch any of these quarterbacks in the draft this year and just be blown away. I have to see it, you know what I mean? I'll believe it when I see it. I understand the fascination of Dwayne Haskins, his size, his arm strength. We've seen all that, but I'm not sold until I see it in action. So what I want to do is I want to propose a trade that I think could help this team in the future. And you guys know, when in the offseason, when we didn't have a quarterback yet, we didn't have Case Keenum yet, we didn't have Dwayne Haskins yet, I made a video talking about what are we going to do moving forward at the quarterback position. And the best thing that I could come up with, after scrounging around, looking to just whatever we could do to fix the quarterback situation for the future, Case Keenum, we already know what Case Keenum is. Case Keenum is good enough to get us by this year, but he's not the future of the Washington Redskins. We're hoping that's Dwayne Haskins. I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he does well and proves to me that he's the future. I'm hoping that happens, but we need a plan for the future as well. And Colt McCoy is injury prone. We know he plays well. We know he knows the system. But we can't go into a season sitting here thinking that he's going to play every game. And when you sit there and think about your quarterback like that, a la Carson Wentz, it's not a good thing to just sit here and be like, do we really need a backup because we know our starter gets hurt? We can't sit there and do that. So what we need to do is go out, get a solid backup, and a guy that literally is the same situation as 2012 when we got Robert Griffin III, and Mike Shanahan said, man, I don't know about this. I need another guy for the future in case this guy doesn't live up to expectations. I want another guy. I want a backup plan. I want a guy who, we don't have to go. We don't want to go keep getting all these older veteran guys and paying them money when we know what they are, and there's people out there who could have more potential. We want a newer, younger guy. So in 2012, Mike Shanahan wanted to go out and draft Kirk Cousins. This is kind of my plan. Just like that, what Mike Shanahan did for Dwayne Haskins. If Dwayne Haskins, who knows, maybe he doesn't pan out. We need a new, younger quarterback on this team that I think can come in and be promising for the future of the team if Dwayne Haskins doesn't, show up. And I'm not saying to take playing time away from Dwayne Haskins. I'm just saying in the worst case scenario, if he doesn't play out, look at our roster. What do we got? We got Colt McCoy, a guy who's injury prone, and we have Case Keenum, a guy who we already know who he is. We know what his ceiling is. We need a new, younger guy. And last year, in the offseason, I made a video talking about the guy that I wanted to go out and snag that I think could be a kind of a dark horse, an underdog, a guy that no one's really talking about or thinking about. And I think we could go snag him. I really do. This kid is right now on, I think, third on the depth chart over in San Francisco, Nick Mullens. This kid is a gunslinger, dude. I've sat here and I watched all his stuff. Nick Mullens, last year, Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt with the ACL tear, went out. C.J. Beathard was their second guy. I think he got hurt. And then in comes this undrafted free agent rookie quarterback, Nick Mullens. He plays 8 games. And there's something there. I'm telling you, if you watch his stuff, there's something there. And I just really want to go out and we could trade Colt McCoy probably straight up for this kid. I mean, another huge positive about this kid is that he's out in San Francisco being taught by Kyle Shanahan. I have a lot of respect for Kyle Shanahan. We know Kyle Shanahan. I think when he was here and coaching and being the offensive coordinator for Robert Griffin III, I thought he did a phenomenal job of playing to RG3's strengths, bringing in an entire college-style offense that he ran in college into the NFL. Now, when he got hurt and then RG3 didn't want to run that stuff anymore, that's the issue. But and that's just the issue. It doesn't kind of work in the NFL. But as an offensive coordinator, I feel Kyle Shanahan was a phenomenal – he did a phenomenal job. And I still think he's a great coach. And he's coaching this kid up right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is back. And he hasn't looked good in the preseason. But they have Nick Mullens playing third. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. It's still preseason. But as of kind of right now, he's third on their depth chart. He still has C.J. Beathard over Nick Mullens. Go watch some of this kid's stuff, man. This kid, he's durable. I've seen him take huge shots and stand in the pocket and laser the ball down the field. He's not scared to get hit. He's not scared to take chances. He's a gunslinger. That's why I'm sure some of you guys are going to go out there and look. And yes, as of right now, he played 8 games last year for the 49ers, and he threw 13 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. I understand. Not great. But I watched a lot of his stuff. Most of those interceptions are either tipped passes by his receivers or interceptions late in the game, him just trying to make a play happen. And he's an undrafted rookie. This kid has some arm talent. This kid is smart. He will take a beating. He came from the same school that Brett Favre did, and a lot of people say he reminds them of Brett Favre, and he even has connections to Brett Favre, talking with him, whenever. He talks to Brett Favre all the time because they went to the same school and they have the same gunslinger mentality, and they're both durable. I mean, I understand Brett Favre, he had a lot of injuries in his time, but he was also playing in a time where quarterbacks were allowed to get hit, and he was a tough SOB, man. He played, he went through a lot of hits and still would stand in and, launch the ball down the field. That reminds me a lot of this kid. And all I'm saying is, if we were smart, we would get rid of the people like Colt McCoy who are injury prone. I love Colt McCoy. Wish the best for him. Hopefully, I wish he could have taken a starting role here and done something with it, but he got hurt. I don't know. I mean, if they're sitting there saying C.J. Beathard, they think he's a better veteran guy to have as their backup quarterback over this new young hungry kid Nick Mullens, I'll trade Colt McCoy for this new up and coming young guy who I know is going to stand in there and be tough. And the thing is, if you watch him, he makes all the right reads. He does everything simple right now. He's coachable. He throws the ball. Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan draws up a play and says, "Hey, this is where I want you to go with the football on this play." He does. He does it every single time. He does the right thing every single time. That's what you want out of a young quarterback. You don't want a young quarterback that's going to do all these crazy things and make all these mistakes, off-schedule plays. You want first a kid who's coachable. You teach him, this is what I want you to do on this play. And then later down the road, when he proves that he can execute all this stuff, then you say, okay, you know what, I trust you a little bit more. You can do some off-schedule stuff. If this isn't here, if you're not liking this, do whatever you have more room, wiggle room. You can do you. And I understand this kid, he might be a backup as of right now. His talents right now, but I think he's going to have a bright future. Go look this kid up. And who knows? We could honestly just straight up trade Colt McCoy straight up for this kid. And, with Case Keenum on the football team right now, he's good enough to get us by this year, maybe be a backup next year to Dwayne Haskins. But I'm talking future. This kid just, and the other thing is, this kid played 8 games last year. You know what I mean? He played in the NFL versus other teams. He went 3-5, yes. And he doesn't have the best of stats, but I'm telling you, watch him play. He plays he's a great pocket passing quarterback. He's a gunslinger, man. He has at least one game where he threw for over 400 yards as an undrafted free agent rookie, man. I think this guy we could snag him, try to bring him up, let Jay Gruden, groom him some. And all I'm saying is, if Dwayne Haskins doesn't pan out, we need a backup young quarterback who, we're just going to believe in. Like if for some reason something doesn't work out, that's all I'm saying. You have to have a backup plan. And right now, I don't like the backup plan of having Colt McCoy and then Case Keenum. I definitely think Case Keenum should start this year, but I don't want Case Keenum to be the starter of this football team for years to come. I want someone who could be groomed and we don't know what they are yet, but they show potential. I'm huge on, I don't like getting rookie quarterbacks. This guy has some experience. He was thrown into the fire last year and he's had ups and downs, but he also played for the 49ers, a pretty bad football team, and he still went 3-5, and he still had his ups and downs. Sure, they have George Kittle, but besides that, what else do they have? This kid went out there and gave it his all. And I'm just proposing, let's go move Colt McCoy, man. He's not here. He's not playing. He's got injury concerns. I don't know if I can't remember if Colt McCoy was here when I don't know if Kyle Shanahan or Colt McCoy have any connections or anything like that. But our organization does with Kyle Shanahan. It would be easy to talk to them. And like I said, the only reason I'm kind of bringing this up right now is they have this kid Nick Mullens, number 3 on their depth chart. You know what I mean? Colt McCoy is probably 3rd on our depth chart right now. I know that it's not really, but I mean, he's not playing. He's kind of injured or coming back from injury. He's not back yet. So to me, that means Case Keenum is number 1, and then Dwayne Haskins, and then Colt McCoy. I don't think we would even have to do anything else. I think if they're sitting here saying we have Jimmy Garoppolo, that's our starting quarterback, I think they're going to feel pretty solid about that, and clearly they're showing that, hey, this kid is 3rd on our depth chart. They put C.J. Beathard over him. I think we could snag this kid for Colt McCoy, and I think that would be a smart move for the future. And I'm telling you, just go watch this kid sling the football, man. There's something there. I think this kid is a starter in this league in a couple years. I think he could be a solid, quality starter, and I want to go improve the situation on this football team. Even if Dwayne Haskins is our starter for the future, we need a backup plan. Right now, I'm not liking the backup plan. That's all this video is about. Let me know what you guys think. I'll just go over some of this kid Nick Mullens' stats from last year. He threw, he played 8 games, and he had a 64.2 completion percentage. Threw for 2,277 yards in 8 games, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Had a long of 85-yard pass. Yards per attempt, 8.3. Yards per catch, 12.9. This kid's slinging the football, man. He had a quarterback rating of 90.8. This kid's slinging the football. If we can get in here and teach this kid something, if we can groom this kid, we're sitting here looking in the future, and hey, we have a solid backup quarterback. Or hey, say our plan for the future now doesn't pan out. We have something lined up. You know what I mean? That's all I want. All I want is the best for the football team. And I'm sitting here looking around like, how's nobody talking about this kid Nick Mullens? Go watch him play. Watch the throws he's made. Watch him stand in the pocket and take these hits. People are saying he looks like Brett Favre. I agree. Sure, Brett Favre, he's a gunslinger and he throws interceptions. He takes chances. So does this kid. That's what he looks like to me. I just don't want to miss out. Like I said, in the offseason, I made that video and I said, if I were the Redskins and I'm looking for the future, I don't really like to trust rookie quarterbacks. I want to see people thrown into the fire and see what they can do. Obviously, you're going to be drafting rookie quarterbacks, but this is the same reason why I don't want Dwayne Haskins to start this year. I don't want to throw people into the fire like that. I want them to sit down and learn. This kid just played 8 games last year because he was literally thrown into the fire. They didn't have nobody else. And there's times where he looked amazing. There's times where he had his ups and downs. That's all I want. I want a guy, who's going to come back and battle. And that's it. Nick Mullens. Trade Colt McCoy for Nick Mullens. I think we could get a flat-out trade. Shit, I would give Colt McCoy in a 7th-round pick for Nick Mullens if I was the Redskins. This kid's durable. Go watch the shots he takes and stands in the pocket and launches the ball down the field. This kid, he's playing, he was an undrafted free agent. He's here to prove himself, and he has. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. I know that this is kind of a who else is thinking, who else out there is thinking this, like there's so many people that don't even know this kid's name, so I just think it's a smart move. I think we need to, and in order for our franchise to move forward and have a contingency plan and be solid, you have a solid roster, even a backup quarterback. We're talking about trading backup quarterbacks here, it's still relevant and still important, so let me know what you guys think about it. Do you even know who Nick Mullens is? Are you going to go check him out? Are you going to go watch some of his stuff? Do you think he's just a touchdown to interception ratio type of guy? Do you think we saw what Nick Mullens is and his 3-5 record, even though it was with a really bad San Francisco football team, is what he'll always be? Do you think he, like me, are you on my side of the ball that this kid there might be something there, and if he gets the right coaching and the right talent around him, he could be slinging the football and taking chances, and who knows, might become a baller. We don't know. But I'm gonna keep this video this short. I don't want to make a video too long about this, So peace out, everybody. Hail to the Redskins. I'll see you tomorrow, right? Pretty sure we play on Thursday. I should probably know this. But all right, see you guys. Peace.